gonna have to keep up with this brotherly battle. Prince ENKI and ENLIL Yahweh, and did Nibiru intervene due to karma or benevolence? Nibiru is not who intervened. It was the Galactic Council after Tahuti blew the Gandiva to try to annihilate everything on the planet that didn't belong here, right? The asteroid belt is called the Iron Bracelet, but that is the rest of Tiamat. When Earth was known as Tiamat, it was about almost to the size of Jupiter or Saturn. It was big like those gas giants, but it was an Earth giant or a Kai giant, right? Which takes us back to divine insight. So Free Rashad Jamal, we know that shit made up by the shit that they refuse to tell the defense about their awareness of the setup by electronic media of either text messages or emails or probably both, right? So there is no correcting your status. That's a fallacy uh, based on your attempts to status correct the way they tell you to do it by serving notices and filing affidavits and forms. You are doing all that under the jurisdiction of an entity that doesn't have the jurisdiction to lick your feet. It's all what real face. Everything I say be 100. Yeah, Cliff, you're exactly right. That love that Big Mama have, you can't get it from nowhere else. Only mothers know how to love people to that degree. It's been cures for herpes since the 50s. They was curing it in Japan with red algae treatments way back then. So I mean, shit, it's a cure for it. It's not incurable like they tell you, right? But they don't want to tell you that it's curable because they get paid far more for it being treatable than curable. They don't get paid off curing diseases. They get paid off um, administering the medication to the patient in order for the patient to be dependent on pharmaceutical industry to have a comfortable life in the misery of illness instead of take the illness away. In higher dimensions, your skin color don't matter. Only certain beings gonna reach higher dimensions, and it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It got everything to do with your heart chakra frequency resonance in conjunction with your crown chakra thousand petal lotus. Fractal holographic universe will help with understanding self while decoding this matrix. Facts. Michael Tobin wrote the holographic universe. A must read for anybody that want to understand this matrix we in. So it's two major pieces of medical equipment that's about to be put on display and distributed at the World's Fair next year in 2025. And one is the med bed, and the other one, I don't know if they're gonna call it the healing chamber, healing pod, or they're not gonna call it the sarcophagus this time. There's going to be something about this because it's a closed building, but it can regenerate lost limbs. It can reconnect severed spines. It can go down to your DNA level, read your DNA. Once it reads your DNA, it can set you to whenever you was physically at your peak, mentally at your peak, spiritually at your peak. It ties all of the best versions of you into one new you right now because you already paid for the stuff that you were in the past that's paid in full. That means that the code that it left as an imprint on as a genetic marker is readable by the healing chamber in order to optimize you and extend your life at least to 1,000 years. And this is going to be rolled out with the med bed. The med bed, it can cure cancer and a lot of other stuff like that. Asthma, autism. Autism not really a defect. It's really a neurological upgrade, right? Right. So, ooh, the vibration of the body, right? You normally get that either when you relaxed or when you're about to go to sleep. And the reason that is because when you start separating the light body from the physical, the vibration that you feeling is the energy output of the powerhouse of the cell called mitochondria. As it puts out higher frequencies of energy, it's raising the vibration of your light body in order to match the dimensional frequency that you're supposed to wake up in. Because 3D, then you got 4D, which is mind mental matrix, and you can build a whole astral plane um, reality at the fourth dimension where people can come visit you and everything like you was in the 3D world, except it's in the world, it's in the part of the thinking world where thoughts are generated. It can change your DNA. It can upgrade um the healing pod can upgrade your DNA, downgrade your DNA. It can take away birth defects that's in your DNA. You can't produce birth defects, right? All that stuff is the potential of that machine. Cheryl, I don't know how I be doing this stuff because some of the stuff that I be running across, I doubt myself and look it up and be right. I be like, how the fuck I even know that? Yeah, chief who created school, university, trade school system. So, first of all, the modern educational concept, um, from the Western perspective, comes forth on the island of Crete, right? Right? That's where the first university of Europe was established by Queen Helen, or Hela, who is the keeper of Valhalla, the paradise of warriors. And her jurisdictional domain, um, she had the obligation to raise the locals in consciousness. So they created educational systems, um, and they called them universities back then. Like that, you didn't have university wasn't higher education; it was just education. And now it's higher education because the lower education is your training program on how to be a successful slave. Cliff Simmons, you're absolutely correct. Though children are always, even if you go back to your childhood, You instinctively was drawn to the person that the love they felt for you was unmistakable. Thank you, Raven. Glad I was able to help you. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let me get back to that. So the children, like if you go back when you used to always want to be around the people that you thought loved you. It's a joyous feeling to be in the presence of genuine people that love you for free. And it makes you want to be around them. So you had your favorite uncle. You always want to go over your favorite uncle house. And your mom be like, your uncle don't want to be bothered with your little bad ass. I want to go over my old house. Your uncle don't want to be bothered with your little bad. He got his own life to live. He old bachelor. I'm going over uncle house. What am I talking about? Hey, uncle, what's up? Hey, nephew, super duper, what you know? What it do? Right? So children can sense when somebody's love is genuine, and they can sense when they in the presence of somebody who understands the concept and expression of being in a state called unconditional love. That's an energy state. It's not something you do, right? It's something you become. Unconditional love. Then you become that by practicing loving people for free. I love you because I love you, and I don't need no excuse. And that generates the unconditional love frequency on the inside of your aura. And you walking around encapsulated in pure, unadulterated, I love myself, so I love the world energy. If I didn't love me so much, I would have been destroyed the planet. But since I love me so much, I'm going to pull out this big ass band aid, this large ass needle, and this long ass rope thread, and I'm going to sew up the wounds of Earth like I was her primary care physician, and tie it all together with the other people working to patch this big old hole in the heart of Mother Earth. I'm bring my toolkit, right? And I'm only obligated to do the part that the universe prepared me to do. And it just so happened that some of the people listening, because I'm doing the part the universe raised me and taught me how to do, using the agency of varying people around me, right? I can come now and be the living example of overcoming the struggle in the age old fight of good versus evil, or light versus dark, or the chess game, and galactic chess at that. Yeah. No, lust is just your natural instinctual drive to procreate through intercourse. That's lust. The woman that can drive you into a lustful frenzy for her while y'all just having a simple conversation and hit your ass in your heart chakra, right? She's going to alter you forever. You will never go back to wanting for settling for anything less than that pure love energy. Uh, Cheryl Jones, we not supposed to be sending no children to school, but parents too lazy to homeschool, and the children suffer. So now they sending them to shooting galleries under false pretense of getting them education, when the reality is that the parent was just too busy or lazy or a combination of the two to homeschool their children. Our people do not want to go back to the cultural dynamic of the village raising the child. We want to be the dictator in our child's life, even when they're an adult. Thank you, Sherry D. Look, we talk about healing the earth's wounds, right? It's so much these people didn't dig underground to earth. At any woman that can feel earth, know earth feel like she's not only been raped, but she's been strip raped by an army of hooligans. As far as the eye can see, the stuff that they was doing to them babies down there and the terror it gave to Mother Earth by being encapsulated in the BS being encapsulated on the inside of the earth. Mother Earth don't like that. Mother Earth felt like every mother feel about their child and their neighbor child. Her mama ain't here right now, but that's my child until her mama get here. Village raised the child. Now, don't nobody want to say nothing. The girl trying to tell you that she don't know this man, and you tell her, go on, get in that car. He said he your uncle. She just told you she don't know that motherfucker. Don't make her get in that car. Oh, man, you making me blush, Cliff. I, I'm I'm with the shits. I want the smoke. I'm not backing down. But one thing about it, when people show love, that makes me blush because I'm not used to it. I'm used to. I'm the most hated. I'm the most loved and respected of the most downtrodden and be hated. So out of all the hate they gave me, I was able to love myself enough through it in order to get here and give y'all the messages of my life experience and what I discovered in the aftermath of our physical war of how we was fighting the enemy that blended in with us so well that the non-melanated ones couldn't tell us apart, and we was all assumed to be the same. We not the same. They not like us. Everybody that came to Earth came under the pretense of learning how to balance their internal self with the outternal world. And, and nobody came in that didn't intend to be here. Everybody who's here that intended to be here agreed to write their book of life before they come into the world. So they'll have a Akashic record of why they came. Once they get here, so many of them forget the purpose by which they came that they become easily led astray by people that they didn't come here to associate with. Normally, Dolo Ray J, normally when the person decide that they coming back through somebody, just the person that they love the most, and they want that person to be their parent in their next life. And so they picked who they gonna be born back through as the favorite of the individual, the nephew that the auntie loved the most. She gonna come back through him. She want him to pick a certain type of female, so the energy frequencies will facilitate her getting back through that seed. they not soulless, and they are a different species of being, right? And they did agree to come here, and they came with a nature that reveals who they are in the cloak of the human vessel. The character betrays the lineage of the individual that's proceeding forth. The lineage that's known as the serpent clan or the Amaru clan can take the energy of the serpent and strike on your ass without provocation or warning if they get in that energy. That means you did something. I hope, Sherry, that you write that people can assimilate the love and